Why is it so far from London? The Avid Horizon. Oh, okay. The Avid Horizon consists of 3 parts. The home office, clinging to a pillar of ice, the gate through which Londoners entered the sky, flanked by its towering statues, and the quiet sea, whose waters are home to those left behind. Okay, so let's put the Avid Horizon in Albion. We need to go near the stair to the sea for the cult. Okay, well, the very edge of the high wilderness. The border between now and then, here and there, the skies and earth. The few lonely buildings of the port face the great gate of the Avid Horizon. Bordered by 2 vast winged statues, the gate towers over the shrouded sea that divides the port and the gate. The other side of the gate opens far beneath the earth, on the bleak shore of a subterranean sea. London rested there for a while Her Majesty was indisposed with grief. A handful of years ago, though, she led an exodus of Londoners through the Avid Horizon and into the sky. You were among them. Do you remember how you came at this place? London rested there for a while Her Majesty was indisposed with grief. Okay. I guess that would make much more sense to me had I played Sunless Sea before playing Sunless Skies. Apologies. The ministry went north, you went with it, because we were in the ministry, yeah. When Her renewed Majesty turned her attention to the stars, the ministry was to be principal instrument of her will. No longer would it languish in London's cavern. You were not given a choice. Your ticket was booked, the hour of your departure appointed. You left on a steamship bound for the frozen north. Weeks later, through the northern ice and the dark beneath the world, you reached the gate. Its statues loomed like giants. The door was open and the space within was filled with suns and stars and light. Here, the real work began. The Home Office occupies a stately, albeit crumbling manor house on the edge of an icy precipice, high above the quiet sea. Once thousands passed through its elegant halls on their way into Albion. The gate is closed now, though, and has been for over a year. No one comes through and no one leaves. Now only a skeleton crew staffs it, and only a handful of incomers remain, stuck here waiting for pardons or permissions that never came. Her renewed Majesty has a long memory, and I guess she bears grudges for a long time. Compile a port report. No one pays attention to the horizon anymore. Perhaps they should. The few bureaucrats stationed at the Avid Horizon for one departmental sin or another reside in desperate melancholy. Those detained within the faded confines of the bureau are almost reconciled to their fate, listlessly hoping for a reprieve from London that will likely never come. Beyond the bureau, the sea and the sky lingers like morning mists. Exiles dwell there on tethered ships strung together, dwarfed by the eternal and uncaring statues that mark the gate to a home that cannot be returned to. So we can't go back to the place where London was before, huh? Drop off the devil. I guess that's his secondment. Where were we for the devil? We needed... What did we need to do with him? I do not know. Let us check his quest line. If we are allowed. Right. Wishes to visit Carillon, London and the Well of the Wolf. Is it just that we haven't talked to him since? Agree to a private rendezvous. Allow him to distract you from the unhappy topic of the Will of the Wolf. He is in the mood for something more carnal than conversation. He says he is curious whether old skills hold. What? Are we gonna do the sex? Is it what's going on? I'm not sure I want to do the sex with him. Assemble his evidence. You need 3 panes of stained glass. Ah, okay. Show him your Chorister B. What? A report on Caduceus. Well. Okay, let us do the sex. If indeed that is what we are going to do. He whispers a command that makes you draw breath. In, more than your lungs should hold. Your rib cage falls like a cathedral, your sight blackens, your mouth tastes like a phoenix on fire. Then all that you were holding too tightly passes from you in a curl of incense smoke. After this lustration, he too uncoils. Winged, burning, elliptical. This being could throttle a volcano, could summon back a comet from Ophidian. The joke and the pleasure of it is that so much should be focused on you, and that you should be able to endure it. Which is his doing too. The repentant devil has become your lover. What? Okay. No. There. Ask more about rebelling against judgments. Perhaps he will explain more now than he would before. Yeah, because he's our lover now. It was a waste, the repentant devil says. The protests, the peaceful fights and the violent ones. We were never likely to win by those methods. You wait. Control what something consumes, he says, and you control what it is. The feeding of stars is a delicate art. I had spent centuries in cultivating them, studying their palates, watching for evidence of their responsive growth. I had influence. Now, how much can any devil say the same? How much can any devil say the same? That's weird phrasing to me. Talk about the Baroness. Surely he has more to say. I used to live with her, he says, for centuries before the Republic. She gave me a safe haven. I gave her the wreck of power. I had been something and now I was not. You've seen how she is. She'll sit in the ruins of a brass embassy for a century if nothing dislodges her, feeding her babies on the pulp of diplomatic dispatches. On the topic of those babies, you rather thought you saw her eat one of her larvae as you were leaving. The uselessness and hiding wore on me. Overthrowing the aristocracy was something to do. Okay. I think we've done that already, the briefing on Carillon. If I were younger, I would take the place. Yes, we've read that. Well, okay. Okay, so to finish off his... well, to progress his quest, we need 3 panes of stained glass. Don't remember where we can buy that. I think we have some in store, I don't think we have 3 in the bank. Anyway, that's a reason not to leave him there for a secondment. Because we could complete his quest fairly soon. We can buy tea here. Good to know. And at the bazaar we can buy hours. I think we have quite a lot of them, although they are quite useful. Okay, let's exhaust our options. Inquire about the sea. How can there be a sea in the sky? A satisfactory scientific answer has yet to be presented. Theories have sprouted like mushrooms in its place. Some say that when the gate was opened, the Untersee, yeah, I guess that's of German influence, the Untersee spilled through, filling the sky like a leaky tap fills a sink until Her Majesty's government was able to plug it. Others believe the sea to be variously the effluvia of the murdered sun, amniotic fluid to support the generation of a new sun, the fault of the Royal Society, an industrial accident covered up by one of the work worlds, the tears of Her renewed Majesty for her dead prince. That's why she was in grief. Okay. To reach the sea now, one must travel to the stair to the sea along the ice shelf from the Home Office. Let's present ourselves at the Home Office. Protocol is everything when it comes to dealing with London's bureaucracy. Even at this outpost, especially at this outpost. The acting senior probiter, I would expect. Proby. Is it an O or an E? Probiter. Word is not known here. Whatever. He is responsible for monitoring all those trapped at the Home Office, the detainees forbidden entry to Albion, with no way back through the gate. He sits behind a little desk in the echoing hallway of the manor. He keeps 3 things on his desk: a wind-up clock and 2 battered mugs. He surveys you coolly. You're welcome to take a look around, though we have precious little in the way of diversions. Have you been out to the flotilla? I must ask you not to pay too much attention to cultists, and if you have not, I recommend staying away. There are good reasons they were never allowed into Albion. That's interesting. Take tea. Guess we can do that on our way out of here to Lower Terra. Speak to the prudent observer, entertain a request from the acting senior proprietor. Sure, let's take a quest. He's watching you from behind his desk and biting his lower lip. Clearly he has something on his mind. He does not look happy. So good you're here, Captain. He clasps your hand. His skin is cold. I've been issued an imperial pardon from London for one of our detainees here. He looks at the 3 nearest guests of the Home Office, who are following the conversation intently. Just the one, mind. Procedure demands that someone cannot be pardoned without an independent witness vouching for them. It would be highly inappropriate for me to do so. He gives you a beseeching look. If you would help, do speak to them, those 3. Return to me when you've made your choice, so we can free one of them. Okay. That's not the same option anymore. Cage. Hours of the Avid Horizon. I would just expect that to lower terror and not do much more. Let's deal with the request first. Perhaps it will pass time. The 3 detainees singled out by the acting senior proprietor have taken over one of the interview rooms. The aristocrat is contorted like a contented cat over a rumpled armchair. The courtier? I guess it's courtier.
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 Okay, so that would be close to the French pronunciation, although French would be courtisan. Anyway, the courtier sits on the window sill, a cup of tea rattling in her hands. The nun occupies a stiff-backed chair and is reading something decidedly ungodly. You may interview the detainees. You could, of course, make your decision without interviewing them. Right. Wasn't no one. Fuck him. Okay, let's interview them. The former courtier. Brilliant, magnetic, merciless, infuriating. Either her personality or her politics have kept her on Her Majesty's list of undesirables. She shuts a small hand mirror as you approach. Graying. I had a lovely mane when I arrived here. Red as June, they used to say. Was hoping to see the suns, but I suppose the palace hasn't forgotten. An MP I am acquainted with has promised to all water under the bridge. That's it? Okay. Interview the handsome aristocrat. He is draped listlessly over a faded chair, occasionally playing with his hair. Jesus. He summons a dazzling smile as you approach. Oh, at last! My captain! May I call you my captain? He does not wait for a response. It's been a dreadful mix-up. I have a twin brother in London, you see. Terrible sort. Rather ruined my reputation with Her Majesty. Go to London to seek out the aristocrat's brother. That's a thing we have to do. So I guess I missed something about the courtier. Interview the nun. Surely she shouldn't be here. She lights another cigarette as you watch her. What kind of nun is that? She looks down her cigarette at you and sighs. If I could have gone home by now, I would have. Nothing's worth this much bloody waiting, pardon my imperial. Was going to stay in a convent in the mausoleum, but that's been... Why is there censorship in that? I don't... Anyway, go to the mausoleum to find the convent the nun was traveling to. Well, okay, mausoleum. That's a third reason to go there. None. Okay, so I guess before deciding we can go there and interrogate people. That's not what I wanted to do. That's it. Where is the quest line? Because I've missed one information, I think. Here, Poisonous Tale. Go to the floating parliament to speak with the courtier's friend. Courtier. Okay. Let's take tea, I guess. I don't care about that evening of frivolity. There's always time here. The Home Office supplements its meager funds with a haphazard tea room open for the occasional visitor. Steeped and stewed, the tea has lingered in the Home Office for a very long time. An elderly detainee leans in conspiratorially. Much better than a few years back. It's improved with age. Matured. I don't think that's how it works. The detainees quickly shuffled away so that you can enjoy your tea in peace. And we can do that again. Okay, let's speak to the prudent observer. Once a brilliant astronomer of the Royal Society, now consigned here in his dotage. He watches the gate. He smiles benignly and invites you to join him on the observation deck, on a veranda at the very top of the manor. It is reached via a makeshift elevator, a rickety wicker basket attached to a pulley. The ascent is slow, jerky, and uncomfortably intimate, but the prudent observer does share his humbugs. Out on the veranda, where the fog is thick, the prudent observer tells you of mysterious activity. I should slow down at the gate. Of fires out burning on the statues, of chanting when the wind is still. No one emerges from the gate anymore, and no one who enters the gate from this side ever returns. You have exhausted these opportunities for now. Return in 15 days to see more. Okay. Watch the quiet sea. Okay, well, I wanted to go to the stair to the sea. I don't see that option. To reach the sea now, one must travel to the stair to the sea along the ice shelf from the Home Office. Should I go there by locomotive, or do I need to progress that quest before I do that? From the Home Office. Let's check around, I guess. Along the ice shelf from the Home Office. I would expect that to be something else, but that's a horror. Oh no, actually that could very well be it, given what we're seeing.